I started hanging around the pool room on 27th Avenue. And that's where my legend was created. That's where my life started in the streets. If you came to Fort Lauderdale from anywhere in the country, you was going to come down 27th Avenue, especially if you like the marijuana. If I hear you was good, I go find you and I beat you. If I play you 100, I'm going to beat you 100. That's my mindset. I'm the best in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the whole wide world. What I learned, this is why I say prison teaches so much about life. Prison is a great teacher, man. But through the journey, I learned, what I learned to do, to avoid stuff. When dudes start, I see stuff, time to debate stuff, I say, you know what, bro? I say, you did right. Trust, and so I don't have a lot of people in my circle in the game. That's how I last in the game. That's what I tell my kids, same thing. Y'all ain't got to go to prison. I done did enough time for you. I did 25 years. Y'all ain't got, that's all it's going to be. It is what it is. You see a bird can fly around your head, but don't let it build no nest up there, land up there. Wisdom is to know when to apply knowledge. That's wisdom. To know when to apply knowledge. See, what you going to do about it? Pow! Ain't finished talking. I went outside and I kicked his eye out his head. His eye was hanging out his head when I got through kicking. See, I still eat prison meals.
Yeah.
So I can remind myself, I stay grounded like that. So I said, now, boy, going out there in them streets, now, you're going to have to be this, you're going to have to be this. You can't be scared to pull the trigger. Can't be no punk. You don't be bullied. You got to be tough when you go out there. You got to be tough-minded, or you're going to be taken advantage of. But he that cometh to God must believe that he is. That is being exists. You got to believe that God exists. Right. I heard footsteps. Two jokers come behind me with guns and forced me back in the house. But before they went in the house, they drawing the pistol. I told them, hit me with them pistol, man. Y'all ain't got to do that. I said, y'all take what you want. Don't hurt me and my kids. Y'all take what you want. So they relented. And then after he do that, there he started shooting me. All I want to do is get well now. So I can go hunt.
At no point do the lion mentality leave you.
Man, I want to get well now. All I want to do is get well because I'm going hunt.
Let's talk about communication. Let's talk about the love. Let's talk about communication. Oh, let's talk about the love. Let's talk about communication. Let's talk about the love. Let's talk about communication. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, host of TLC Talk Love and Communication. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Albert Cisro Hampton. He's going to give us some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, some input into his life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very, very influential man in our community, ladies and gentlemen. He's been through a lot. He's willing to share, and he's caring about our community, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to give us some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give this young man a special round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there, Mr. Cisro. I can call you Cisro. But how's it been going today, sir?
Oh, great, man. Great. I'm anxious. I've been anxious all day waiting on this moment, you know.
Waiting on this moment.
Waiting on this moment.
Sit down with old TLC. Tell your story.
Tell my story.
And speaking of your story, tell my audience a little bit about yourself, sir.
Well, first of all, I was born in Belgrade, Florida, 1953, December 26th. Moved to Fort Lauderdale when I was 1 year old. My parents decided to leave and start a life in Fort Lauderdale. And we moved there in 1954. In 1959, I started entering the public school system. And growing up, I was always an active kid, liked the sports. I love sports. I love playing ball, any kind of ball. And I picked up sports fast. I was a fast learner, good student. Loved it school. I loved it playing, making friends. I'm a people person, always have been. When I started school, I always did well in school. And I went to Dillard Elementary School. That's the first public school I entered, Dillard Elementary School, which was about a half a mile from our house, easy getting to school. And as school years went on, graduated from elementary school, made friends easy, always made friends easy, people person, met people easy. And then I moved on to junior high school, what they call middle school now. It was junior high back then. And there I met a host of friends because Dillon Elementary didn't house all of the people that was there in Fort Lauderdale. We had about maybe 10 elementary schools. So a lot of guys that I got to meet that I didn't know in the 6th grade, I met them in the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Guys from Walker Elementary, Lockdale Elementary, Lincoln Elementary, Rock Island Elementary, just different schools. We all collided together. We all came together at Everglades Junior High School. So I started meeting people that I had never met before. Because when I was coming up, we didn't mingle on the other side of town, way on across Sunland Park, way across town in the city. Just it was taboo because parents kept a close eye on us back then.
Mm-hmm.
So we wasn't allowed to, to roam, just go free everywhere. So anyway, we met in middle school, made friends, met a lot of people that I didn't know coming up. And then we left, graduated middle school. I started in high school, 1967. And that's the year I got in school, and I was excited about going to high school. But then somewhere during my freshman year in high school, I started hanging around the pool room on 27th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my legend was created. That's where my life started in the streets in 1967.
27th Avenue, this in Belgrade, Florida, correct?
No, that's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
In Fort Lauderdale, that's right. Okay.
That was the main street in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If you came to Fort Lauderdale from anywhere in the country, you was going to come down 27th Avenue, especially if you like the marijuana, you use pot. 27th Avenue is the place where you go.
Right.
So, and it was a main highway. It was the main highway. It was the through highway. Come 27 going in the city. You come in 27 going in the county. It was the main highway. Everybody knew where it was. People come to visit there, they're going to tell them about 27th Avenue.
So you wind up in the pool hall, correct?
Wind up in the pool hall because it was on 27th Avenue. I used to go look in the window because we couldn't come in.
Mm-hmm.
Was too young to come in. And I used to sit there and look in the window and watch the guys playing pool in there. And I was fascinated by it. I was smitten by that. I wanted to get in that pool and play pool so bad. And what happened was I got fortunate enough. I looked in the window about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy in the pool room, his name was Chocolate. Call him Chocolate. I never knew his real name until this day. Chocolate. He was a big, heavyset guy, big, dark-skinned, big old guy. He was the pool shark. And I was out there one day, and me and him was talking. He came outside. We was talking. I was telling him how bad I wanted to come in there and play. And he said, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. He said, you don't supposed to come in. He said, but I'm going to let you write the balls. Let you come in here and work for me. That way I can be in there legally. And that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, I would come in there and write the balls. Be there time he opened every day. That was summertime. And so I started losing interest for school because I had fell in love with that pool room. And then I started playing. And when we wasn't busy, he would always tell me, go back there and practice. He said, bug, go back there and practice. He said, you're going to be my bug. That's what he used to call me first, my bug. And he said, when they come in here and play, when they get to 10, make them pay up. You can run the screen to 10. He said, if I'm next door and they don't want to pay, come get me. You know, he didn't play. He didn't play that, boy. He was mean.
You know, so how important, you say you was there on time every day. When they opened up, you was already there.
Already there.
How important is it to have a desire for something? Because when a kid have a passion for something, it consumes them.
That's right. And when you're passionate about a thing, see, you don't have no special time. You'll stay up all night studying for it. Whatever it takes to do it, that's what you're going to do when you're passionate about it. When you love something, you're going to be punctual, all that's a part of being passionate. You're gonna be there. When he come there, I'm already up there. Anytime you're passionate about anything, you're gonna be there on time. I be there in the morning when they open till they close.
So how long did it take you before you were able to beat him?
I don't know if I could ever beat him. Before, when I was playing there, he was that good though. He was great. And but as time went by, because when I first started playing, I didn't ever think I would even get to his level, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as time went on, I fell in love with it. I studied books. Studied books about it, practiced night and day. When I became real good, I started going to other pool and hunting guys who they say was the best over there.
Hunting them.
I go hunt them and beat them.
Lion.
I go hunt them and beat them. If I hear you was good, I go find you and I beat you. They wouldn't come to 27 Avenue to play me no way. I had to go find. They weren't coming to 27 because they heard about me.
So if you had to just pick a number out your head, let's just say you played 100 games. What's your record is?
If I played 100 games, I'm winning 100. If I play you 100, I'm gonna beat you 100. That's my mindset.
Now you know it's gonna be thousands of people watching this past podcast. Now it may be somebody willing to come see about you.
Well, they ain't nothing gonna happen. He's gonna get beat. He can come on. You want to have him come?
So you still got it?
I'm the best in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the whole wide world.
So the one that taught you, he still living?
No, he passed away, man. He been passed away years ago. And, the chocolate, he named me. He gave me the nickname. And it stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to study a champion in New York City, Cisro Murphy. He was a black pool player. We didn't have many black pool, never did, black pool players.
Mm-hmm.
They not, you mostly got Chicanos, Japanese guys, Filipino guys, white guys, Willie Moscano, Minnesota Fats, all them guys. See, I used to study all them guys. And one day Chocolate came there. He said, man, I was back there praying. He said, I'm going to call you Cicero. He said, I'm going to call you Cicero. And it just stuck.
All these years later, I call you Cisro. Everybody in the town, the city call you Cisro, and they don't even know where it come from.
They probably don't. But it come from pool. It come from billiards. Cicero Murphy, New York City. He was the United States champion, U.S. Open champion. Only black ever won that prestigious award. He the only black ever won it. But anyway, Chocolate took a liking to me and took me under his wing. His wife, he had a beautiful wife. She used to cook dinner for him every day, and she started cooking for me too, because I'd be up there all day.
Mm-hmm.
He paid for my haircut, got my haircut. He did all that stuff. And I had a great father, but he was just like a second father. You know what I mean? And I would be up there and I started losing interest for school. But I stayed in school, but my interest was waning. It was my focus wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bright student, but my focus I got distracted, wanted to be to the pool room. So my sophomore year in high school, I was playing football, basketball. I ran cross country. I was on the golf team in the 9th grade. I played all kind of sport. Loved the sport.
Out of all the sports you played, which one do you feel you could have excelled in the most?
Pool.
As far as athletic wise, as far as football, basketball,
and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have had a better future in football because I wasn't ever tall. So I played cornerback in football, and I could have really developed that. I could have really, if I'd have stuck to football, I think that sport would have been my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I say, in basketball, I'm 5'10" now, so in basketball, you got to really be exceptional in basketball at that height.
Right.
To be in NBA. You know what I mean?
Right.
Football, I'm perfect size for cornerback 5'10". That's norm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I always had good speed. I had deceptive speed. I could break on the ball. I had good closing time, good eye-hand coordination. I could catch. I could backpedal good. I could turn my hips. I could have been good in football. Cornerback would have been my ticket. Football.
So when it comes to, shooting pool, inform us, give us some tricks of the trade. What are some things you must have to be a great pool player?
Well, first of all, you got to have great eye-hand coordination. You need good hand-eye. You need a steady hand. You need a steady hand. And you need a good, sharp eye. You need a good, sharp eye to be good in pool. You have to have a steady hand and a good, sharp eye. And the rest of it is just mostly practice because you're going to learn different shots, different angles. You got to know your angles in pool. Pool is not difficult. It's just take a lot of practice. A lot of practicing and be a lot of it.
Patience.
You got to have that too. Because when you playing, if you playing a good opponent, and you know when you're playing a good opponent, you'll know that. So you have to, then you have to learn how to be, like you say, patient, because if you get into a situation where you see the table is crowded, this when you know you've gotten better and you start getting good, you might not take a chance. You don't want to unsettle the ball. You don't want to break the ball up and open the table up for the guy. So you shoot what we call playing safe. I didn't never like that. I didn't never like playing safe because I had got to the point where I had confidence. I could play that ball.
Straight up.
See, I know I could play that ball. I ain't playing safe.
See, I perceive that, it's a mind frame. It's about the individual. Some people are just passive by nature. And some people are aggressive by nature. Some people are willing to go out and take it. Take this victory. You trying to play safe and that ball roll in the wrong place and now he run off 4-5 balls on you.
And see, I just what you said, that's true. Perspective is how you look at something. See, if a guy look at it like, a lion, I'm going to give you a great example. A lion, he king in the jungle. Okay, he's king of the jungle. That's, that old saying been here forever. And he is. But he's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. He's not the biggest. He's not the smartest. You know what make him king? He think he is.
And everybody else think he is.
That's right. Because he think that.
Yeah.
That's what make him king.
Straight up.
The Bible says, a man thinks so. So what? So is he.
That's right.
It's your perspective.
That's right.
See, I didn't believe nobody gonna beat me playing pool. When you come in there, you automatic, because you ain't gonna beat me.
And if you did, you won't win the next. So that was a mistake.
That's the only way you win. I make a mistake. I played my son the other day, and I played the 8-ball and scratched off. He said, Dad, I won that one. And I thought about it. I said, you right.
According to the rules, you did win.
That's the only way you won, because I scratched.
But I tell you what.
But you gonna run all the balls and get the 8-ball before me? Oh, no, you don't win now. I beat you. I used to tell Pep, ask Pep what I used to tell him.
When you say Pep, you speaking of who?
Dante Culpepper. That's my boy. See, I used to be this house in Minnesota, beating everybody come up there. Randy Moss agent. His name was Dante. He was an Italian boy, wear a lot of nice jewelry. He thought he could play pool. I beat him senseless up there.
Fat pockets.
I beat him senseless and talked trash to him.
You beat him for fun? Or you got that part? He wasn't
gonna play for nothing. I beat him for fun after he seen I could play. He was a nice guy though. He liked to play, but I beat him senseless.
See, that's one thing. I used to, believe it or not, I used to run pretty fast. I was always a big guy, but I was extremely quick. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I used to hold them for 100. But them 30, 40 yards, 35 yards, I'm so big. You got a lot of pride. I make you give me 3 steps, 2 steps, because I'm so big, and you thinking it's sweet. And I shoot out that hole on them. See, and like, sometimes you have to let a little something go to catch the big fish, because once they see it, they see it. You understand what I'm saying? Once you play someone and the real wallet is back there, the jackpot sitting back there looking, he may not never step up to the plate. So did you ever find yourself, they call it a pool shark. So basically you only win by a ball or two.
Well, see, when you're playing, I was telling Fry earlier today, when you play pool and you become good, you can't make a lot of money no more. People don't want to play. They want odds. I got to give them the 5 ball. We playing, I got to give them the 5 ball, though. And all this. They play the 5, they win. I got to play the 5 and the 6 to win. Because I done got so good now, people don't want to play you.
But you can't play to the point to where, okay, it's like me when I learned when I'm racing somebody. Okay, let's say I race you. I'm going to barely beat you by a little bit. I'm going to beat you like this here.
Can't do that in pool.
You can't do that in pool.
I can't do that. Can't do that in pool. Can't do that in pool. That's too much air.
Because that's too much of a risk because he may get on a roll and knock you off.
You play the ball to I'm going to play these balls, then I'm going to let, Because pose the ball don't land where you want it and it set him up to go out. I can't take that chance.
Can't take that chance.
I got to beat you 100 straight. I ain't letting you win nothing.
Nothing.
I used to tell people that. Say, I ain't letting you win nothing.
In nothing.
And they're going to make a bad play out you if I let you win. See, then you think you're more than y'all.
Yeah.
If we play 100, I'm going to beat you 100. If we play 200, I'll beat you 200. I ain't letting you win nothing.
So what you think about in today's world, a lot of times they give these kids participation trophy. Everybody got to play now.
Yeah.
When you ain't good enough to be on the field, but it's best to let Johnny play now.
Well, this is what I did. See, I had basketball teams here.
Mm-hmm.
I had basketball teams over the years. I had guys that played on my team, had travel teams. I took care of everything. We traveled, go to prison. And my best friend, he was on my team too.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great player. So when I go play, when we go and play, we going to win. So if you're not good enough to play for me, you ain't gonna be on my team. I ain't gonna have that problem. Because if you ain't good enough to play, I ain't gonna have you on the team. If you on my team, you good enough to play.
But also at the same time, you gotta start. You gonna always have a starting 5.
Right.
See, to me, when it comes to basketball, when I coach basketball, I really don't need no more than 7 players. Maybe 8.
8. I like 8
because that way all that crying and all of that. You got one big man, one guard, one man that can do a little bit of everything. He may be just a 3-point specialist. You understand what I'm saying? If we ain't shooting threes right now, come on over here and stand with me. My motto was, you want to play or you want to win a championship? You know what I mean? We here to win a championship.
That's right. That's right. And so with my teams, for another thing, see, when I had a team, I'm running it. That's my team. I call you out, come on over here with me. Why you taking me out so somebody else can play? You ain't got to be doing nothing wrong for me to take you out.
Yeah, that don't mean you did wrong.
You ain't got to be messing up. You be playing great.
And see, I'm a firm believer in, especially when you got tournaments, you got playoffs, and you in the league, a lot of times we need to get these people ready for the playoffs.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You started, and we know you good, but we need to get him some minutes so when crunch time come, when you foul out because you're over aggressive. You understand what I'm saying?
He used to coming in. That's why when you get the players out there, you want everybody to touch the ball. So when the game gets to the end or you get crunch time, when the guy ain't touched the ball in 5 minutes, when he do touch it, now it's new to him.
Right.
He fumbling the ball. He ain't taught the ball.
That's why a lot of people talk trash about Kobe. See, I'm a Kobe Bryant man. To me, LeBron stopped the ball more than any player in the league. He sit there and dribble the ball, and the last 5 seconds, he go to the hole. Yeah, he'll pass it, but the man ain't shot 2 balls all game because you been hogging the ball. Well, how you expect for him to knock the shot down? He ain't shot but twice all game.
My same thing with touching the ball. If you don't touch the ball, when you do touch it 8 minutes later after you've been out there, come on, man. Move the ball around where everybody can touch and get a feel. That gives you confidence.
The San Antonio Spurs. Golden State Warriors.
Move the ball. Let everybody be involved. So when the man stand out there and get the ball, it ain't new to him.
Okay, growing up in the 70s. Let's back it up. December 26th. I got a brother born December 27th. For his birthday, I just keep on his Christmas presents. How you feel about that?
I got that all my life. Happy birthday and Merry Christmas. One packet. I got that all my life. But you know, I'm the type of guy, I never said, y'all should have got me something for Christmas. I accepted that I moved on because that was never a big deal to me. I got a grandson, his birthday the 22nd. I get him a Christmas present and a birthday present because I didn't get it.
Right.
But I don't never make no fuss about I didn't get it.
Right. And see, I think it's different when it's before. Because if it's before, you had that party before.
Yeah.
But you know, after, you know that they may give it to you the next day, but you know that thing wrapped up in that Christmas present, man.
Yeah.
They just held one of them toys back, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, and then I also look at, this is what I look at too. When I was coming up, there wasn't a lot of money around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we grew up, we wasn't poor, but it just wasn't a lot of money around to buy all this. Not like kids now, man. I go to my kids' house, man, they got toys stacked up everywhere. You know,
Everything cost $400-$500.
and they got plenty of it.
Right.
When I was coming up, I got a basketball for Christmas, man. I was happy.
Yep.
A basketball.
Cherish that basketball. A Tonka truck. A big wheel. A
Don't get a basketball and a pair of nets. What?
Don't mess around and get the little pump that go with it.
Come on, man. That's the whole kit. That's the whole kit. But that was a lot of stuff back then.
Yeah. You know what? This Christmas, I got two nephews, two separate brothers, but they're a year apart. Man, I wanted to get them a racetrack. I got them a racetrack for Christmas, an old school racetrack. You know, and my wife wanted me to get the one with the dinosaur on and all this new stuff. I say no. They need a real racetrack. Let it fly off there. Let them learn how to take their hand off of it when they go around the curve. But they got them, they new improved. Now they don't fly off no more. They got two magnets on the bottom. Back me in your days, they had that one thing on the bottom, huh?
It's just, I get it, you know, you want your kids to have more than you have, you want a better life for them than you had, and I get that, but I'm a principle guy. You know, I'm old school, and I'm a principle guy. You know, when I was coming up, my daddy taught me a very valuable lesson at a young age. He said, son, if you want to get some of, you don't like what people get you, learn how to earn you some money where you can become independent and get your own stuff. That's the best lesson my dad ever gave me. And I taught my children that. I passed it on to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Get your own stuff. Work, get your own stuff. You got your own money. You ain't got to worry about what nobody buy. You don't like it. Or they buying you something cheap. Buy what you want. You got your own money. If you ain't got no money, you got to accept that and take that.
You know, you were born in the early 50s. So that means your teenage years, your early adult years was in the early 70s. What was life like in the 70s? You know, we talking about the afro. We talking about the pimps. We talking about, you know, what was it like, especially growing up in Fort Lauderdale?
Man, listen, when the 70s came, 1970, when I was 18, that's the year my class graduated from high school. But I had been in the streets 3 or 4 years then, and I was far from school. I had been quit going to school, moved from home, moved out, got my own place. When I was 16, going on 17, 1970, I moved and got my own place right on 27th Avenue, upstairs above the store. Had a room up there. But that was like a palace to me, because it was mine. First time away from home. Broke my mama hard. But, you know, she didn't want me to leave home at that age. But I used to go to my mama's house every day. Let her see me and make sure I was all right. Because that's the one thing I didn't want. I didn't want her worrying about me. Nothing like that. Because me and my mother, that was my heart. That was the story of my life. You know what I mean?
Before we finish about the 70s, you know, that's something that mothers, you know, sometimes, you know, when it comes to mothers and sons, it's just the dynamic is different. You know, you just said, you know, you know, I had a great dad. You know what I'm saying? You had a great second dad, but with mama, man.
And nothing like that. And you know, I'm the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm the firstborn. I made my mother a mother. When I was born, she became a mother. I'm the oldest child.
You know, people that know me and my siblings, they'll say I'm the favorite. You know, I'll say different. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that first. You know, it's you know, I got 3 kids, but you know, a lot of people won't say, "Oh, I got a favorite sibling, I got a favorite parent, I got a favorite sister, a favorite cousin." But you do. You know, you do. You know, and you know, I think it's just the memories and the time that you invest into them. Like my oldest child, I spent more time with her. She was 10 years old when I left. My other 2 kids was babies when I left. They went to prison. So I come home. These are adults. You know, I may have seen them throughout prison, but the memories is just not there.
And this is what I say. This is what I say because, you know, in my family, I got 5 sisters and a brother. Mm-hmm. My brother's the baby. I'm the oldest. So I grew up without a brother pretty much. When my brother was born, I was 19 years old in prison.
Right.
But what I do, and people, you know, say, well, my sister, I got a sister named Penny. And Penny, we the closest. But everybody say that's my favorite sister. I don't like to use the word favorite because I just don't, I use the word closest. She's my closest sister.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and her, we spent more time together coming up. And my oldest sister used to always fight her. And I used to defend her from my oldest sister.
You know, and it's important to understand that the mother that raised you is not the mother that raised your baby brother.
That's right.
See, that's a different mama. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times kids have to understand that. It was a young lady who talked to me about being interviewed, and she wanted to get some things off her chest, but she was concerned that it was going to cause rift to her siblings because the mother that raised her, she is much older than them. And the mother that she seen is not the mother that they seen.
That's right.
You know, speak on that behalf, sir.
What you're saying is a lot of truth to that because when I was born, my mother was only 19. My mother 19 years older than me. When my brother was born, my mother was in her late 30s.
38.
Okay? My mother born in 34, my brother was born in 72. 38 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in 53, she was born in 34. That's 19 years. That's a big difference.
And you know,
she was young when she had me. She had 6 children. She had 6 children when she had him. So it's got to be a difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She was more mature, everything when she had him. She was a young girl when she had me. It had to be a difference.
What was it like being, even though you were the oldest, just having sisters? Just, you know what I mean? Because all your years of still in-house with mom and dad, it was sisters.
Right.
You know, so how was that like, you know, as a protector and the things of that nature?
That is a good question because when I came up, as I look back in my life now, when I was coming up, see, I had to learn how to fight, not just for me, but I got 5 sisters home. And you know I got 5 sisters home. Mm-hmm. So now I ain't got no brother. I ain't got no big brother to help me do nothing. So I got to help raise up 5. I got to protect 5 daughters, sisters.
Yeah.
I got sisters to protect.
And you know, you accidentally said daughters, but that's essentially what it's like.
Right.
Having daughters.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing with my daughter. I'm her protector. I was my sister's protector.
So you think being the older brother played effect in you being a father?
Very much. Being a father, being a provider, being a protector, and being in the streets, you know, if that's another thing. See, when I used to look through that window in the pool room, and then I come out at night, sometime I get a chance to go up that night, we go into the dance, I slip up there, that pool, I'm going by that pool room, and I see the hustlers, the players, the pimps out there driving the Cadillacs, got the women on their arm, jewelry, all that stuff. Man, that stuff appealed to me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I learned from that. And it shaped me the way I am now. I looked at that and I said, now, when you get out there in the streets, you're going to have to be tough. You can't be scared to shoot your gun. You can't be no pushover. So you can't do none of that stuff there if you're going to get in the game and be successful. Because, you know, if you get in the game and you weak and you soft, you ain't going to never be successful because the stick-up boy is going to take your money when you get it.
They'll eat you.
Huh?
They'll eat you.
Rob, you ain't going to be successful. I know some guys, they used to rob him every day. Every time he get money, they rob him. Walk right up to him and go in the pocket. What you got in your pocket, boy?
And see,
You ain't doing that to me.
that's a no-no.
You ain't doing that to me.
You know, when you looked out there, you know, as a young man and you see the pimps and the women on their arms and the jewelry, you know, and knowing that, you know what the streets hold. You seeing things that your younger sisters are not seeing. And as a woman, certain things are naturally appealing to a woman. How did you seeing that and having sisters play in your personal relationships on understanding how to treat women?
Man, that's something I always kept on the back burner of my mind, you know, with women. One thing I always did. I always knew, I said, nah, you know, I got somebody's sister. That's why you don't beat on women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want nobody beating on my sister. I don't want to be no hypocrite, so I don't want to be beating on nobody. Plus, I ain't the type of guy that like to argue. See, I got a short fuse for that. That arguing, fuss, and all that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
You know, so
me and my best friend said, we've been friends 47 years. This is our 47th year in friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Never had an argument. Not one. Arguing and falling out. We never experienced that. We don't go through that. I respect his opinion, respect mine. Although I'm the oldest, got him when he was 14 years old, met him.
What's more important, love or respect?
Love. You can't respect nobody if you don't love them. If you don't love them, you won't respect them. That's my opinion.
I see that the other way around.
I'm just saying, that's my opinion.
Right, that's right. I think that I don't think a woman can love a man she don't respect.
That's true. But I don't think you respect anybody that you don't love.
You know, you may have a sibling.
With a woman, I'm talking about with a woman now.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, there you might see a guy, like, for instance, I hear a lot of people say, respect is earned. Some people say respect, I demand respect. Some do you hear them say, I demand respect.
I think if you
give respect is given.
If you give respect, you'll get respect.
See, that's my belief. I believe that wholeheartedly.
You know, spending 18 years in prison, you give respect, you get respect.
You get respect.
The biggest killers in the world.
Because one thing for sure, I know through life, you can't make nobody respect you.
That's right.
You can't make a man respect you. You can't do that.
You know, it goes back to that lion you was talking about. You know, what makes the other animal? Who told all the animals that they run from this lion? Who told them that? You know, I'm a firm believer in spirit see spirit. You know, you don't see Chihuahua running out the fence going to jump on no pit bull.
That's right.
I ain't never seen it.
You ain't gonna see it.
Now that Chihuahua run out there and chase you and bite at your ankle and chase down the German Shepherd, but they ain't running out that fence jumping on that pit bull.
That's right.
How they know that's a pit bull? Who told them not to go jump on that pit bull? You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
One thing about men in a locker room, prison system, military, anytime you got a bunch of men together, with men, it's not so much said verbally, but everybody know their place.
That's right.
And when you got two lions in there, they understand the consequences.
That's right.
So they gon' 9 times out of 10, they gonna have a great understanding and have a lot of respect for each other.
That's right.
You don't have to exert yourself. You don't have to be the bully and the, in the 80s, a lot of times it was about, the put down game. It's a guy from around here, I ain't gonna say his name, I was in the chain game with him, man, and he lost in the 80s. He lost with the bullet jump, the muscle stuff. Man ain't scared of no muscles, man. Man, them people get them shanks and them knives and sticking.
And you laying up there in your bed, read the book, you done had it with somebody and forgot about it. He in the room, in the break room, that microwave room there, boiling some hot water, pour some shaving pad and dump it right in your face and change your whole world.
Change your life forever.
Change your whole world.
And you worry about a muscle.
Ain't nobody stuff my dad.
Muscle don't mean nothing, man.
Get you killed.
Respect goes a long ways.
And like I said, you give respect, you'll get it. Listen, man, I did 25 years in prison, 5 different times. Okay? I might have seen a shank twice in them 25 years. Never had one, never thought about having one. I don't care myself to need one.
What's the number one rule to make sure you come home from prison?
Stay in your lane, mind your business.
Amen.
That's all you got to do.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
And be your own man. Don't go in there trying to get down with these gangs and no crew and all this here, man. You'll have more respect standing on your own 10 toes.
Mind your business. Stay in your lane.
See and don't see.
That's even with homeboy stuff. I don't get into that. Not say for instance, my homeboys down there, especially younger, they go down there, they gonna get somebody money, get somebody stuff, don't pay them. Then the dude got his knife looking for him. Now you got the, hey, bro, man, the dude, don't come down here and get me with that. Don't come down here.
See, a lot of times,
don't do that.
Like you say, let's say you from Ocala, you from Ocala, the guy that's bad business from Ocala. So out of the respect for you, they may come to you to try to go straighten him out. You know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with the person that did wrong. That has all the respect to do with you.
And that used to happen to me sometimes. And in some situations, it might not be about the dude owed no money or he did. It might be a misunderstanding or something like that. Or dude, I could go down there. I know the dude come to me. Everybody there respect me, so I can go down there and say, hey, man, what's going on? And he might tell me, blah, man. I said, man, y'all don't get in trouble about that. You got a visit coming this week, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna go locked up in there and then you're gonna be sitting there looking stupid.
I had an old school guy tell me, me and his daughter was born on the exact same day, same year, same day, everything. So he always kind of, he was from Miami, old school, laid back dude, man. And he used to say to me, man, I'm not afraid of them. I'm afraid of me. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I had a thing where I used to always say, don't scare me. You understand what I'm saying? Don't make me scared. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, they feel like they're in this gang or they got all this crew behind them. Boy, if you scare me, see y'all playing games. If you scare me, you make me scared to lay down and go to sleep. You're going to see something you ain't never seen before. You understand what I'm saying? And see, everybody don't go as far as others. See, you playing a game, some of them, and they be kids, man. You can see the kid in them. You understand what I'm saying? You see the kid in them. Y'all want to play these beat-up games, 4, 5 of y'all, 20, 21, go beat up on a man, rough him up, and then you think, boy, you get your, you know what I'm saying? Don't scare me. Don't make me think you gonna hurt me playing games. Cause that's a whole nother world out here. You understand what I'm saying? And have you ever been in a situation where you felt like, or someone have come to you and in a situation where, man, I don't want to have to do this. Like you say, they ain't gonna run in your pockets and take what's in your pocket. So now when you have one ignorant enough, lack of understanding, who call himself gonna run in your pockets, and you have to make split decisions.
Well, it happened to me here. It happened to me. I took a guy's life here. See, it happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happened, I already saw it coming. And I told my friend, I told my buddy here, I already saw that coming. Like I said, when I looked through that pool room when I saw them guys, when you get in this game, when you get in the game,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to either win or lose. So now, if you go in the game, you scared to fight, you scared to pull your trigger, what you in it for? Because you're going to come up against that. You got guys that sit around all day, they can't hustle. All they going to do is wait till it get dark and rob.
Yep. And that's a part of the game. It's different parts of the game. If you know,
that's a part of the game. You're absolutely right. It's
I
a part
used
of
to
the game.
do music, and I had a part in the song where I say the name of the song was called Hustling. It say every servant is looking to be a king. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be the king. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when you at the top, especially, see, some people don't know how to treat people when they at the top.
That's right.
See, it was a time when I lived the street life, but I always treated a person with respect. And therefore, so they may think about it, boy, I want to get somebody, boy, but I might be the last one they get. You understand what I'm saying? Or the last one they try because they ain't brought dude. You know what I'm saying?
This is part of my legacy, man. How I treat people. I treat people well everywhere I go. Always been a giver. Never looked down on people. When I was up, especially when I was up, I helped people. I gave back to the community. I did that. That's what I do. I don't mistreat nobody.
So if a man was to meet you that don't know you and ask you where you from, what do you say?
I let him know where I'm from.
Where you from?
Fort Lauderdale. I'm Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I'm an open and honest guy. I'm a straight shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a straight shooter. So when I meet people well, I go out and meet people. I know people all over the country. Man, I've been all over the country.
Why Ocala?
Well, I came to Ocala. Like I tell you, I came to Ocala through my friend, Tom Harris, my cousins. He introduced me to Tom when I got out of prison. I was getting out of prison in 1978.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of prison March 31st. I was scheduled to get out April 1st, but it fell on a Saturday. So they had to let me out that Friday, March 31st. I met him 2 weeks after that. We've been friends ever since 78.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since 78. And when I met him, I met Tom through my cousin. And Tom used to always try to get me to come up here. You know, we smoking weed. And when I got out of prison, I had a good weed connect. So Tom, after he had tested and everything to smoke, he said, man, that's still good. He said, boy, if you go to Ocala with that, you make a killing, man. You're a cleanup. I said, man, I ain't never heard no Ocala. I ain't going to no Ocala.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I had just met a guy, Carl Cruz. You know Carl Cruz?
No, sir.
The Cruzes. Anyway, when I was leaving, going to the Work Release Center in Hollywood, I was leaving, going there in January 10th. Carl Cruz was coming home to Ocala, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think much about that when he was telling me he was coming on to Ocala, but he had a pair of shoes on, a pair of rust-colored shoes with high heel. That's when we were wearing the high heel shoes back then. They were suede.
Mm-hmm.
They were nice, but they were pretty. I looked down and I said, man, that's some nice shoes. And he thanked me. So he was telling me he was going home. He was getting ready to go home. He was going home. I was going to the Work Release Center in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So when I finally relented to Tom to come up, he kept worrying, but then Red got in it. Red said, man, he said, me and Tom finna go to Ocala next week, man. He said, let us take some up there. I said, okay, I'll do that. So I gave them some stuff to come up here. They left that Friday. Saturday morning, they called me. I'm thinking something happened. They called me. I said, I hope ain't nothing happened. They said, man, we out. I said, out already? Y'all just got there. And I said, boy, I better go check Ocala.
Ocala 352, baby.
I better go up there and look at Ocala, boy. Y'all just got rid of that stuff there already like that. So when they got back, I said, man, and Red would tell me, he said, man, bro, he said, man, golly, man. He said, man, we getting bad that stuff up there. I said, man, y'all there? Man, I said, well, next time y'all go, I said, I might take a ride there with y'all. So, and we were doing our little thing down there. Me and Fry, my best friend, we were doing our thing down there with the little weed. Now, mind you, I had just come out of prison for taking up a fight for my cousin, Red, the one introduced me to Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I had just got the bid I was doing, but was because of him.
Right.
Dude jumped up in the pool room, and I cracked him side the head with my pistol. He went and got his daddy, came back. We got in a fight. End up shooting his daddy, come to prison. So when I got out, Red said, well, cuz, he said, man, he said, I'm gonna help you out. He said, I'm gonna sell, you ain't got to pay me nothing. And he did. He was selling for me, just selling and turning in. I gave him a couple bags at night, he smoked, but he did that for a while till I built my bank up. So after a while, we start coming to Ocala, cause we were flowing.
Mm-hmm.
We were coming up here every week. We come up here every weekend, bring stuff, drop it off, go back home, come back up here. Sometimes we come up here and drop it off, go to Atlanta, Georgia. Had a sister in college up there at Clark College. And we just, it started being a thing. And so in 1980, at time expired 1980, went to use the freebase, smoking freebase, man. And boy, just went downhill. So I said, man, I'm going to Ocala. I got to get myself together.
You say you went to smoking the freebase?
Yeah, me and my friend.
Okay.
Me and my best man, yeah. And he was just a baby. He was young, see. When I met him, he was number 14 and turning 15 a couple months after I met him.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, man, I got to get out of him. I got to get out of Fort Lauderdale. I said, I'm going to go to Ocala because I liked it, Ocala. Having been coming up here a couple of years, I liked it, Ocala.
What were your thoughts of Ocala? Like, from Fort Lauderdale to Ocala, what were your thoughts when you first got here, when you got these little three main roads, you got 27, 40, 200?
You know what, man? That's a beautiful question. When we came down 301, up there by the hotel and by the where they built that new racetrack up there?
Mm-hmm.
When you come in there and say, welcome to the friendly city of Ocala. I saw that sign there. I'd never forget that long as I live. I'd never forget. And when I came here, the first person that Tom introduced me to, we just left a house, Sheila Reynolds. First person he introduced, he said, man, you bring that stuff in, take it out to her, you can make money. Because she was dealing it back then. And I never forgot that sign. And the people were friendly. It's country. I had never been to a country place.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a great adjuster. I go anywhere and adjust.
Right.
You can drop me off in the Sahara Desert and I'm going to make it.
Yep.
Because that's my mindset. I don't care where you put me at. I'm coming up.
I'm going to win 100 straight.
Yeah. If we play 200, I'm going to win 200 straight. I can't lose. I don't have that mentality. See, I don't have a losing mentality.
That's right.
I win everything I do.
Been a winner your whole life.
My whole life.
See, and I tell you.
Even I've been to prison 5 times. I win in there, though.
It's still a winner.
When I'm in there, everybody, roll. A dude here I got in the argument, dude. I have 50 dudes over there. I did all the done. Hey, man, what?
Because they know if somebody got a problem with you, they started it.
That's right. That's right.
Respect.
Listen, man, I lost my mother in 2016. I went to the coffee room one morning. I went in there and put my cup in the microwave. I'm the only one in there waiting on my coffee. I go to the door, turn around, dude walk by me. He go to the microwave and open it up. So when he opened it, I turned around, I said, hey, man, oh, you was through. I said, I wasn't through nothing. He told me, I said, it's going to go off automatic when you open the door, it's going to go. I said, I wasn't through. Got into a brief argument. I said, listen, man, I said, I ain't much with that. I said, I just love my mama, man. I don't want to go through that. Well, don't blame it on me, blah, blah, blah. And one thing, then I said, hold up.
But he don't know the alarms going off.
And then he said, he was from Georgia. We in the Fed, and we got people, he from Georgia. So I'm like, man, I said, you ain't gonna do nothing. And I started walking up on it. I said, you ain't gonna do nothing, nigga.
Running our mouth.
Yeah, running your mouth. Now I done got mad.
Yeah. So
somebody heard it. One of the guys heard it and came in. He said, what's up, Ross? I said, man, it's silly. It had me so mad. See, I done got mad. Now, when I get mad, I'm finna fight. I don't do all that arguing.
And see, when they see the better person, when they see the calm person, the one that walks around and you know, the mannerism, they take it for granted. They don't think that it's real. They don't think that this thing could go from zero. I'm trying to communicate to you, brother.
And see, I didn't change my life. I'm a Christian. The guy that, you know, I've been reading my Bible every day for the last 15, 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I just lost my mother, and I'm human. I'm still human. So now, some of these guys done heard about it. Some of my friends. And my classmate, he there next door, he heard about it. He came over there. He said, man, where is that nigga at, man? You know, I said, man, no. I said, go on back, Bob. I said, this ain't gonna do nothing but talk, man. Don't get
you
no
know,
trouble
one thing about loyalty, I can take anything. If you do it to me, I could take it. But boy, the ones I care about, you want to see Mufasa rise up real fast. It's always like that, and I'm the oldest child, just like you are, and it's just always that protector that
it's in you, that instinct. It's instinctive.
And when you are the oldest son, when it comes to mama, even though that's your mama, it get to a point when, you know, when that hair get under that arm and that mustache go to growing, you know what I'm saying? And this thing that mama talked to you about, that she ain't gonna talk to them about. Sometimes daddy might have not always been there. So it's you and mama. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, I done been through all that, man. I done been through it all, man. Listen, telling my story now, I was listening to Lila Ali the other day, and she was telling about her story with a guy on there last night. She does a great interview. And she said something. She said that she wrote a book when she was younger, probably about 30. She said, now, she said, I could put more stuff in there now than I did then. What I'm telling you now is not in the book. See, I'm writing a book now. I'm in the middle of writing a book right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 71 years old. So I can tell a lot more now about my life than I could 40 years ago. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I hadn't even lived life then. That's what she was saying in a sense.
And even now, the way you would have told the story has changed because your perspective on life has changed.
That's right.
Because back then, you may have still seen that it was their fault. But now you understand that it was your fault.
That's right.
You know, I've learned that it's not about what you do to me, it's how I respond to what you do to me.
That's right. See, people, listen, man, I used to have a hair trigger temper. My temper was hair trigger. You ain't had to do no whole lot, and you be shot, boy. I ain't finna argue with you. I be done put that 38 on you and go on down the street and get something cold to drink. I ain't play.
And mean it. You know, I used to say, when I was younger, you know, I've discovered that I used to have little blackouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the first time I remember having it, you know, when looking back, we was kids and we, you know, I'm right here in Marion County, so, you know, by some older people, you know, white guys chased us down, you know, running us, yeah, come here, boy, you know, we running, we kids, you know what I'm saying? They 19, 20, whatever, 18, we 12, 11, 12, you know what I'm saying? If it's like 4 of us and 2 of them, you know, we from the quarter, we might try them. We might hold our ground. But when it's 4 of them and 5 of us, you know, we ain't really got no chance, you know what I'm saying? And we kids, all we know is this one road take us there. So we running from these people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so we ignorantly went and, you know, get back, You know what I'm saying? We ignorantly went and done some stupid things. And I remember after it's done, you know, everybody, you know, we don't got away, so we all talking. And they're telling me what I did. Yeah, boy, you know, yeah, I seen you do this and I did. And they all telling me what I did, but I'm saying, no, I didn't do that. I don't remember doing that. And to this day, they'll tell me that I did this, but I don't remember doing it.
Right.
But over the years, there was other times, and I understood that, you know, I used to have blackouts. You know, I had to go to anger management for 3 years. And nobody will tell you, oh, that's a bad person. He gonna wind up in prison one day. But it's like you say, with me, I didn't like bullies. You understand what I'm saying? And with me, it was more so, you know what, I'm gonna go on and get Cisro what he looking for, man. You know, I may not even be mad, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and give him what he looking for. He think it's a game. You know, it's about what I thought that you're thinking. You think it's sweet. So I'm gonna show you it ain't sweet. You understand what I'm saying? And that was my problem. And it could change. It could just like that. Bam. You know what I'm saying? But when it happened, you can't tell me how far to go. You slap a man, you can't tell a man when he ain't had to hit him in the head with the hammer. That's it. You slapped that man.
Right. And every action is a consequence.
It's the consequences. And who are you to tell me how far I should go when you violated me?
See, when I sense trouble, I'm putting it out. I'm gonna extinguish it. When I sense it, I ain't got time to be arguing with you and all that. Then I ain't got time for you to get a chance to hurt me.
Yeah. And see, you know, at this point in life, you know, I have a better grasp on my anger and temper. And to me, I don't think it exists. You know what I mean? It's hampered. And the wisdom is when I see it coming, because there's something, you may relate to this, you know, it's a tingling, it's something inside, you know, you could feel that. I forgot the scientific word, dopamine or whatever. Some people release it at a higher rate, and it overtake. That's where the blackout come in at. It releases more than what it should, and you just black out. You understand what I'm saying? And my statement used to be, man, why you did that? Because I was mad. See, because I was mad, it was an excuse for any and everything. You know what I mean? So we have to be careful. And I'm glad that you matured and we realized these things. And some people, just because that lion, I tell them, when you see that lion laying there and the fly all on the lion, the fly think, man, I'm pinning down this lion. But the lion ain't worried, man. He get his tail and wag it out. You understand what I'm saying? But don't wake him up.
And listen, what I learned, this is why I say prison teaches so much about life. Prison is a great teacher, man. What I learned through the years, my trial, I look back my first time in prison when I was 17, going in there in Appalachia Code ACI. You know, the ground for fights there, young jitty boys, everybody trying to get turf and rule and show how bad, till I got up my last time in prison. But through the journey, I learned, you know, what I learned to do, to avoid stuff. When dudes start, I see stuff, time to debate stuff. I said, you know what, bro? I said, you did right. I had to learn how to, and I mastered that. I said, you did right. That stopped that. I said, I ain't got to go up there. I stopped that. He go and think about what, that give him time to go and think too. See, I already done thought about it. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it.
You know,
ain't no prize in that. If ain't no prize, then what you fighting for?
You know, they got these little things on social media, these little stick figures. I don't know if you've seen them. And it's a stick figure standing against the wall. And his wife come up, the girl stick figure come up and say, why do you always, you go through this and you don't never, and he says, because when I try to explain something to someone and they don't want to accept it, I just tell them, you're right. And she was like, yeah, but you shouldn't do that. That's not the way you handle things. And you know what he said to her? You're right. You get it? You're right.
You can't get around that.
So
you can't get around. And I can take you to another analogy. And I used to teach this to guys that work with me. Work with me. When I have a guy there come with me, hustling with me. And I really didn't have a lot of guys like that because I only had, Fry pretty much been the only guy
You
that
got to trust him.
I trust, and so I don't have a lot of people in my circle in the game. That's how I last in the game.
Small but tight.
This is what I do. This is what I tell you. The same analogy about you right. When you going in the streets out there, you can't let everything get to you and throw you off track and get to your you know, you don't let it knock you off the square.
But why would I go and yeah, true enough, you owe me these $100. I'm around here making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a week, but I'm finna lose everything for $100. No, what that did was eliminated you. Keep that 100 and stay over there with it.
Listen, man, my wife, now my new wife, her brother, when I first met her, I gave him 20 bags a week. 20 bags. 5 nickel bag, $100. I said, you give me 6, you take 40. He run off with it, he messed it up. I said, man, I bought you cheap. $60.
Yeah.
Cause 40 was yours anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't take but $60.
And the number one rule in the game, if I couldn't afford to lose it, I wouldn't have never even gave it to you, bro.
Come on.
You wouldn't have never got it if I
You
couldn't
wouldn't have
lose
had it. And you lost a connection for $60.
And I'm still with your sister and you can't come ask me for nothing.
Don't even try it. Your conscience ain't gonna let you ask me. Because
right.
you know you owe me.
Yep.
But I said, boy, you was cheap. I wouldn't run over 60. I'd have waited I got 100 bags before I left me. The way I think, I ain't gonna, that's petty. But you have to learn that. See, that's learned. You have to learn that. You have to go through some stuff to learn how to dissolve stuff, learn how to remedy stuff. You have to go through some stuff.
Hampton. When you hear that last name, Hampton, what does it mean to you?
It means everything to me. That was my father's last name. That's a Hampton tree. Because everything come off that tree. After that, come through me. I'm the oldest. Like I got a son now. See, Champ got a daughter. He can't have no more kids right now. So my baby boy, Chris, he got a young son. My seed is still running through him.
Mm-hmm.
So that Hampton name for me, I represented that coming up. I represented Hampton.
You know, you yourself admitted to having a hair trigger temple. You know, me, and I look for things in my kids. That's why a lot of times, even me being gone so many years, my kids are close to me because they understand. Each one of my kids have 3 different mothers. I got 3 kids, 3 different mothers. And they all have siblings except for my oldest. And they understand I'm not like them. I'm not like mommy and my other siblings here. I'm different. And it's a lot of things I see in them. I see me. I see my Big Pete ways. See, and sometimes when you got your children growing up, you can see that pool hall Cisro. You can see that temper flaring up fast, and you know, and you don't want them to go down the road. You don't. I tell my kids, I done 18 years, so you don't have to do it.
That's right. That's what I tell my kids, same thing. Y'all ain't got to go to prison. I done did enough time for you. I did 25 years. Y'all ain't got to go.
So what do you do when you see your son growing up and you see he got it in him? And see, one thing we must understand, especially when they got it honestly, when you know it come from you, you know it's in him. See, people think, I can take your son and raise your son. I can teach him all my ways. But in the end, that's your blood. That is your blood. And when push come to shove, what's in him gonna come out of him. You understand? DNA is so important.
That's all you can get out of an orange is orange juice. You can't get grapes out of orange juice, out of orange. When you plant watermelons, that's what you reap. Your harvest gonna be watermelon. You don't get grapefruits when you plant oranges. You get grapefruit.
No matter how much you pray on it.
Don't care how much you squeeze it. Ain't nothing coming out but grape juice. That's all it's gonna be. It is what it is. And so in my life, and as I look back over my life, I often do evaluations and take inventory of my life. I always have. I look back. That's how you grow. You got to look back and see what you did. my friend, he got a thing where he said the gate. See, he been clean about 28 years. He been clean about 28 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he heard a guy say something in prison. Some young guy said, man, if you smoke that weed, you're going to drink, you're going to go to court. And he said, when he said that, a light came on. He said, wow, don't open the gate.
Yep.
Don't do nothing. It won't lead to nothing else. He been clean 28 years. He clean 17 years in there, been out 12 years.
You know, you mentioned
that's 29 years. That's a long time. But that's a good principle.
That's right.
That's a good principle. Don't open the gate. Don't open the gate. That's how I control my temper. I don't let people get me upset no more. I ain't finna let you see a bird can fly around your head, but don't let it build no nest up there, the land up there.
But see, this is a 71-year-old man talking. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the wisdom. That's the caterpillar to the butterfly.
And see, wisdom is not knowledge. That's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Break it down for me.
Wisdom is to know when to apply knowledge. That's wisdom. To know when to apply knowledge. See, I don't let people get me off my square. Man, you used to say something to me, I go right upside your head. Ain't no talk. I was in a nightclub one night. He was with me, and I'm sitting in the booth with my sister, my closest sister, Penny, the one I was telling. But we sitting in the booth because we do everything. We go out, all that there. She just love being with me. I love being around. She's a beautiful person. Mm-hmm. We sitting in the booth. This clown over here, sitting over here, he starts snatching on her and grabbing her. I said, man, what you gonna do about it? Pow! Ain't finished talking. Come on, what I'm gonna do about the elf nigga?
And one thing about that, news spread fast, man. He went right in his mouth, man.
That ain't the end, though. He jumped up. Oh, nigga, let's go outside.
Go outside?
And walked past me and got in front of me going out the door.
Right in the back of his head.
I said, you is crazy. I'm saying to myself, man, crazy. On the way out the door, I get me one of them Mickey bottles. I see it sitting on the counter, a Mickey bottle, right? Mm-hmm. I pick it up and splatter it right on the back of his head. Now he want to get out the door. And my cousin Red, the same one introduced me to town, he tripped him. And I went outside and I kicked his eye out his head. His eye was hanging out his head when I got through kicking him. Went to the hospital. I ended up going to the hospital. I got glass in my hand where I done smashed the glass and twisted in the head. Mm-hmm. I get to the hospital, he down there, and I said, oh, we got to get out of here. I had to go to another, I had to go to another hospital.
They might add 1 + 1. You know
that's why I had to get out of there.
And if he see you with the good eye, he gonna go to porn.
Yeah, but as soon as I seen him with the head wrapped up, I took off. I told Mark, I told my cousin, we got to get out of here. So, stuff like that. But now, I try to learn from my mistakes how to handle stuff better. Mm-hmm. That's what you do as you get older. You try to get better and learn. You have to get away from immaturity and have to get away from reacting. You don't respond like you used to. You have to think about things now.
So, what was the longest bid you did at one time?
This last bid I did, my federal bid, did 11 years.
11 years.
All my other bids had been short bids. Never nothing over 5 years. I did 4 years and 11 months. That had been the longest bid I had ever did. I always did bits and pieces.
You think if you would have did 15 years the first time?
That'd been it.
You think? See, and a lot of times when you do them short sentences, it's sweet, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, they ain't gonna teach me. I just got out of prison. Ain't nothing for me to go back.
See, when you're young, you always think you can conquer anything. You're invincible. When I first got out of prison, I couldn't wait to get out. Because I'm sitting there devising a way not to come back in, not thinking to stay out. Because I'm going to get back in the game.
Yeah.
But this last time here, when they set me down with them 151 months, boy, I had some time to think and reflect. Watch them calendars go by. Lost my mother and that. So see, it's a lot of things happen.
Our wisdom kick in.
Patience. I learned a lot of stuff.
And contentment. You know, I remember when I got arrested, you know, you got the phone, I got 100 numbers saved in my phone. I see you. Cisro, let me get your number. I get ready to store it in the phone. I got to delete one to add that one. All these people important. I'm struggling to find a number to delete. All these people mean something. You know what I'm saying? I got to have this. I got to have her. I got to have him in my life. I got to have all these people in my life for completion. But when I got, after living in that box, living out that locker, if it don't fit in that locker, you got to send it home. It teaches you contentment. Don't look, but over there in that cabinet right there, some Roman noodles right now. See, I can script it down to that Roman noodle, but I got a wife. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But if it boils down to me, and I got a goal to achieve, I script it down in that noodle and be content.
That's right. That's right. Me and him talk about that all the time. Listen, that chain game, when you in it gonna teach you discipline, money management, patience. It's gonna teach you all that. Prison teach you all that. Those are the basic things you need to be successful in life.
And temperament, because you're gonna have 106, 120-pound, 19-year-old standing in your face telling you, you know you can knock him out. That hair trigger temper you had, gone.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got into the county, old Gunner, man. They had an officer named Officer Gunner in there.
Uh-huh.
You know, Gunner with the Jerry Curley talk. Gunner come in talking that junk, big talk. But me, everything was personal, because if you talking to everybody here, nigga, you talking to me. Who you think you talking to? See, but I had to learn the shoe fit, don't wear it, man. But all I know is you come in here talking this big talk. You know, the man ain't talking to me. But boy, you talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you talking to everybody.
See, you have to grow from that, though. You have to grow from them things.
Man, right. See, and that was a big Pete leaving the street. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Gunner, over time, Gunner all right. You know what I'm saying? My birthday and stuff, Gunner called me, you know, he probably retired. Now, old candy bar stuff, which mean the world. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? But it got to the point to where I had to learn. See, and I stayed in the county jail 4 years. Ain't killed nobody. I'm thinking, why I'm in this county so long, man? You got people with murder charges going to trial for me. But see, I had to get all of that out of me before I go up there and let them people kill me. Because they would kill me, and I would have made them kill me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you never, see, one thing about life that I like to share, you never quit learning. See, never quit learning. Don't never quit learning.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you quit learning, you quit living. You just exist. When you ain't doing nothing, you know, me and I was talking about our friends in Leesburg coming up here today. And we was talking about, we had a friend over there, he passed recently. We staying with his brother now. That's where we standing over there in Leesburg. Anytime we go there, we can go stay here. Mm-hmm. Ain't got to worry about the hotel. Dudes revel us over there. They revere us over there in Leesburg. Even like over in Ocala. We come up, man, people here, they know here, because they loved us here, man, because the way we treated people, the way we carried ourselves.
Respect.
Yeah. And so anyway, he was telling me about some of the guys that are in bad health now. The health done got bad. We seen them 3 or 4 years ago. They was up bouncing around. Now they got walkers, canes, wheelchair, you know. And I was talking about the importance of taking care of yourself, working out, training. See, in prison, you're going to get up, you're going to exercise, you're going to walk, you're going to do something. Make that part of your life even when you get out. I got cup soup home now, micro, because every now and then I put me a soup and make me a goulash.
But what you know, but you don't have that chili green pepper fish steak?
That's what I buy.
Well, that's chili green pepper
with
fish
that,
steak?
Put that in that soup.
In that soup?
With your squirt of that mayonnaise. With them saltines. I still eat that.
Straight up. The saltines, not the Ritz, the saltines.
Saltines. Because that's what they got to put. See, I still eat prison meals.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can remind myself I stay grounded like that.
Just yesterday, I seen my ID. You know, they send you home with your prison ID.
Right.
And I remember telling myself when I was in prison, I'm going to get this and hang it on the mirror in the bathroom. So every morning you get up and brush that teeth, you're going to look at that and remind yourself. Because as soon as you forget what that looked like, you will be back.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, street life. You know, it's a kill and be killed, a dog-eat-dog world. You know, have you ever been shot before, sir?
Yeah. Multiple times. Part of the game. Part of the game.
Part of the game.
That's what I was telling you about, looking through that mirror, that window at the pool room, and looking out there in them streets. See, all that gonna come. See, you know all that. I did. So I said, now, boy, going out there in them streets, now you're gonna have to be this, you're gonna have to be this. You can't be scared to pull the trigger. Can't be no punk. You don't be bullied. You got to be tough when you go out there. You got to be tough-minded, or you're gonna be taken advantage of.
You know, you just said a word, can't be no punk. And I got a daughter, my baby daughter. I have a homosexual son. And my daughter, our era, see how you just said punk as if a soft person.
Right.
A person not manly, not lioness.
Right.
You don't have a Mufasa
Not
inside
tough.
of you.
Yeah, you got no toughness.
And see, and I was explaining to her, she was like, what did you just say? You can't say that word. You know what I mean? To them in this era, oh, it's so offensive.
Right.
And I'm trying to explain to her, baby, to me, all these words mean the same. I don't mean no harm. In my era, that's what we said. Whether I say gay, homosexual, sissy, fag, whatever, it's the same thing to me. And people will be, if you tell me, hey man, I'm 71, I'm in better shape than you is, man. You weigh 100 pounds more than me. That's a fact. Why should I be offended? Because I'm bigger than you. If I got a problem with it, get off the table. You understand?
Start exercising.
If I got a problem with it.
That's right.
If I'm going to get mad at you making a true observation, why should I be offended at it? You know what I mean? Do something about it. If you're gay and you choose to be gay, that's your business. But if I say, yeah, you gay, why is you offended? You understand what I'm saying?
If you gay.
If you gay. Love yourself no matter, I love me no matter what.
That's right. When I got ready, listen, man, in this life, I used to tell guys, a lot of guys in prison, they used to come to talk to me about different things. But, I taught a truck class over there in Coleman for 6 years. Mm-hmm. I stayed there 8 years. Gleek, one of my homeboys from Ocala, he said, bro, he said, man, why don't you teach the truck class? Because Gleek wanted to learn about it. He wanted to get the truck business. I said, man, he said, man, bro, teach the class. He said, a lot of dudes want to get in the class. They want to learn about it, man. Gleek had been down a while. And so that's what I'm going to think about it. And so finally I made up my mind. So I did a what's the word I want? Drew up the curriculum for the class. I did that. I said that. So, and it was a success, man. I had the best class over there. Mm-hmm. I had people. I had to teach 2 classes a week coming to the end of my stay there because I had so many people sign up for it. I have enough room to put 58 people in there. So I had to divide the class up, put 28 people in the room, mm-hmm. and do 2 a week because I wanted everybody to get it who wanted to come.
Right.
And so, as time, even going through that, you learn stuff. That's why I say you always keep learning. Don't stop learning. Always keep learning. Because life is still going on. I'm 71 now. I'm writing a book. I just opened up a tire business online. I want to start me a podcast. That's why I'm doing the interview today. I'm studying podcasts now. I want to start me a podcast down south. Me and Pep gonna do one. Mm-hmm. So I still got things I want to do. I still got goals and dreams I'm trying to reach. I ain't stopped learning. I ain't stopped living. I'm 71. I'm finna be 72. I get up every morning, exercise, read my Bible day and night, every day. I don't miss a day for reading my Bible.
What's your go-to scripture?
1633. That's one of my pen numbers, John 1633. That's my pen number. That's my go-to scripture. That's my ride or die. Jesus told the disciples, he said, in this world, you shall have, in me, you shall have peace. In the world, you shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. Don't worry about that. Things gonna happen. Temptation gonna come, distress, all that trouble, it's gonna come. But be of good cheer. Be courageous. I done already overcame it where I went to the cross. See, I love that. It's a forewarning.
And see, a lot of people, when it comes to spiritual things, a lot of people get it wrong. They're trying to live right. You, as long as you're on this earth walking in this flesh and blood, you gonna do wrong. Jesus say, even your thoughts.
That's right.
You ain't did nothing. You looked at that woman. You're wrong.
That's right. You're undressed in your mind.
You're wrong. But see, the biggest trick to me the devil ever pulled is to make people think that they can earn their way to heaven.
That's right.
You can't earn your way. Like he say, be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
I done conquered the world. You ain't got to worry about that. I know you gonna stumble. I know you gonna fall.
Paul say, well, Lord, take this thorn out my spine.
He said, no, my grace is sufficient for you.
To let you know that you're human.
You can live with that.
You might get too big for your britches.
That's right. But I want you to know always that it's me that's carrying you anyway. You ain't doing it yourself. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing but dust.
I tell people, the fact that you acknowledge that he is who he is what gets you there.
That's right.
Some people won't even acknowledge it. Some people don't know. Let me tell you something.
That's a toughest verse in the word in the Bible to get by. 11:6, Hebrew. That's a tough. I always tell people that when I teach Bible stuff class at the homeless shelter.
Faith come by
in Pompano. You can't please God without. It's impossible to please God without faith.
That's right.
For he that believeth, but he that cometh to God must believe
that he is.
That is being exists. You got to believe that God exists.
That's right.
And see, a lot of people don't believe in God.
That's right.
So if you don't believe in the promises of God, you can't have the promises of God. You got to first believe that he exists. People can't get past that, so you never will get nothing spiritual. You got to believe that first.
You know, my go-to scripture is Romans 8:31. And see, when this set in to a person, when that Romans 8:31 set in, when that 8:31 set in, ain't nothing you could do. And that's if God be for you, who could be against you?
That's right.
If God be for you, who can be against you?
That's what gives me so much confidence now in the things I'm doing. God on my side, how am I going to lose?
That's right.
How am I going to lose?
You know, I want to take you back to a dark moment. You spoke of the street life and things, and when you get into the street life, things happen. You know, it's a dog eat dog world. It's a killer be killed. Like you say, you looking through that window and you decided, I'm going to choose this path. You knew it's certain things that you may have to do, and it's certain things that may happen to you. And you accepted those things.
That's right.
And with that being said, there was a point in time where you yourself was robbed and shot. You want to take us through that?
Yeah. I was coming home one night, and my ex-wife was taking college course then, so I had the kids. And I came home, and I was living out there where it's real dark at. And I pulled up in my yard. I parked the car right quick, jumped out, took the kids, and set them down the house. I had some fish. I was gonna cook some fish that night. And I went back out to get the fish. And as I was getting the fish coming back upstairs, I heard footsteps. I'm going back up in the house. I heard footsteps. Two jokers come behind me with guns and forced me back in the house. But before they went in the house, they drawing the pistol. I told them, hit me with them pistols, man. Y'all don't got to do that. I said, y'all take what you want. Don't hurt me and my kids. Y'all take what you want. So they relented. Mm-hmm. Went in the house, but then when we came back outside, I hear my children now, they just crying and screaming at the top of their voice. They know something wrong. and joking and running around in my house. And the other one got me out there where I got my safe at. Then when I came on, I'm so upset I came over the safe. Ain't nothing in there, no way. I came over the safe.
Mm-hmm.
He take a ring off my hand, go in his pocket. I had about $500 or $600 in the pocket. And then after he do that there, he start shooting me. So I can't follow. Then he called the other dude out. The first called the he said, shoot them, kill them, Trent. If he don't joking on, he say, shoot them, Trent. That's what we gonna do. I really got mad then.
So he said that before you were shot or after you were shot?
Before I was shot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did, standing there, I done been in martial art. I've been in martial art too. So I started to try to disarm, but I don't want to do that because other Joe got a gun there with my kids. So I don't want to do nothing that's going to put them in further danger. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm thinking about anyway. Even when he shot me, I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm still thinking about my babies in there. And when they left, my neighbors, they come over, they call the ambulance and the police, all that come out. The ambulance come out there, they take me to the hospital. She got my kids until my ex-wife came and got them. So when I got to the hospital, they did the surgery and stuff because it done shot up my leg. Still got the rod in there now.
So what you think, when you was being shot, was the shooting to intent to kill or just shooting to make you
stop
talk?
me, make me from following them. Shooting to stop me because he shot me in my leg.
Okay.
If he's trying to kill you, going headshot, you know what I mean? So anyway, after it happened, I got in the hospital. My friend came out to check up. My friend came to check out on me. And I was in a wheelchair because my leg was all in the cast. And, I was went through the surgery. So after I got out, my family came up here. And now, all I'm doing in Atlanta right now, waiting to get well. All I want to do is get well now. So I can go hunt.
At no point do the lion mentality leave you.
Man, I want to get well now. All I want to do is get well because I'm going hunt.
Mufasa.
Soon as I get well. And I already know when I see him, that's where it happen at.
And
if it's at the police station, that's where it gonna happen at.
I'm gonna let you get back to that. I thank the Lord for your children, even though it was sad for them to be there. But without those children being there, see, because the protector kicked in. Like you said, if you was by yourself, you might have tried to disarm that man.
I would have.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was the fact that it's even in the face of death, a real man is always thinking about those he loved.
Yeah, I was thinking about my kid.
And that's the spirit that's leaving our men in today's world.
I was thinking about my kids, man. That's all I had on my mind. Even after I got shot, the pain wasn't never like it probably would have been had they. Because I still was just thinking about them. And I was so mad. I couldn't wait to get well. And when I got well, every time it got dark, if I wasn't in the street, if I were home, I'd get in my car, baby, I'd be back. I'd go hunt.
So the people that done this to you, they was masked up or they was barefaced?
They were barefaced.
So they had that was some brave individuals.
But see, as years went by, I didn't really know them. They were young. But they didn't know me.
Right.
Because if they would have, they wouldn't have did that. See, they didn't know what I had in mind to do to them.
And see, that's something that's important. And even going back to prison, a lot of time your reputation will precede you.
That's right.
And a lot of times, like when you're young, like you say, we all been young, 16, 17, 18. We think we conquer the world. Especially when we pistol toters. I mean, who's more powerful than me? When I'm 17, 18 years old with nothing to think, think I'm already know everything and I got 2 pistols. Who's better than me?
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we've all been there, but even in prison, I learned early. It was an old guy, man, named his name was Tlc something like that. Old dude. And he walked with a limp. I mean, he had don't been in prison 40-something years, man. Old dude, man, you know, walk with a limp. All the officers know him, you know, they don't pat him down, just walk on through. You know, don't nobody bother old Tlc. And he walked with a limp, you know? And you know, you walk from the limp from the old or whatever. All this long time, he walk around with that lawnmower blade the whole time. He ain't gonna bother nobody. He's respectful, you know, and everything. But them the ones that's gonna get you. Now you could think this an old man. Yeah, you can slap him upside the head. You can slap him in the face. You could do whatever you want to do and get away with it because he can't defend himself against you. But boy, it is consequences to your action.
That's right.
And when a man's mind is made up, ain't nothing you could do, man. One of the most valuable lessons my mom used to tell me, she say, son, you can't make a grown person do nothing. And see, and that's the thing when I see a person, if my daughter come to me and say, Dad, I'm gonna be a prostitute. I could try to talk out of her, baby, that ain't the thing. Why would you do that? You know, Daddy love you, you know what you need, whatever. Daddy, my mind made up, I'm gonna be a prostitute. You know what I'm gonna say? Well, okay, let me make you the greatest. Let me teach you the tricks of the trade. Because if her mind made up, her mind is made up.
That's right.
And when you do certain things to certain people, you got to know that that's a lion over there, man.
Well, it's the same thing when I went in the street. My mind was made up. I wanted to be a hustler. That was my mindset. And my mind was made up when I went into it. But when I went into it with that in mind about what you had to do to be on top in that game. And whatever it was, I was willing to do that. I knew, and I done been through some of everything I knew I might have to go through. I done been through it. The home invasion, the getting robbed.
So from the time you shot your will, you hunting. How long do you hunt for? How do you even find out who it is?
Well, when I found out who it was, I was on the hunt. But this what stopped the hunt. What stopped the hunt was I met Christ. Because if I don't meet Christ, I'll still be hunting.
You know,
because I'm still, to this day, I ain't gonna never like what happened. And I thank God that nothing didn't happen worse than it did, nothing happened to my kid. Because my kid, see, Champ wasn't there, because he wasn't living with me, but my kids from my ex-wife, they were there. We were home. They doing well now. Both of them got homes, cars, both of them married. I mean, they're just blessed. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy about that. But I still, in the back of my conscience, my flesh, I still want to dig a hole for them. Today, I still want to dig a hole for them and stick them in there for what they did. But in my spirituality, in my spiritual growth, and loving Christ now, knowing that ain't going to change nothing.
If any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
There you go. That's a great verse for that, because that's what happened to me. That's why they still living, because of Christ. That's why they still living.
Old things has passed away. Behold, all things are new.
That's why I can move on and bury that. See? And then again, like I say, I know it ain't, if I do that, what's going to happen? Then I'm going to be away from my family. Then I'm going to be away from the people I love. My friends, they going to, I ain't going to have to call them and write them about no money. They going to send me some money, but what I'm going to put that kind of pressure on them for? And they trying to live out here and make it. It's tough out here. Mm-hmm. See, all kind of stuff. Things now that I wouldn't have thought about then. See, I used to shoot you, boy. I rather shoot you before I even went to breakfast. I ain't caring about shooting you. You get me upset. I ain't caring about shooting you or running you over or both. I ain't care.
You don't ran one over?
What?
Slap over?
Man, I didn't care. My temperament was like that. And I exercised my thought. My thought tell me to run you over, I run you over. Only thing I wasn't bad about was no knife.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't good when I ain't carrying no knife. My dad has a different story. He cut you before you can bat your eye.
As you sit here today, where do you think that temper come from?
My daddy, he had a hair trigger too. DNA. Hair trigger.
Do any of your children possess that?
Nah. Now, my daughter, she the closer one to it. No, she don't play. My boy, they humble. My daughter, my baby, she don't play nothing. She got in more fights in school than both of them put together. See, she don't go for nothing. She ain't going for that.
You know, how many sons do you have?
2,
Who's the oldest?
champ.
So your oldest son, right now he's paralyzed.
Right.
How does that affect you? How does that make you feel? How does that, how has it impact your life, positive and negative?
Just before that happened in 2015. That happened 10 years ago this year, champ. November 16. I was getting ready to get out of prison in 2017. I had my date. And I used to call Champ and talk with him every weekend. All my kids, I talked to him every weekend. And I was telling Champ at that time, man, because I was having dreams and visions, seeing Champ getting in trouble. And I said, Champ, I knew he was in the streets, in the game. And I told him, I said, man, listen, get you a job. I said, I'm finna get out. Daddy finna get out. I said, we can get some business and start some companies, do some things together. I'm finna get out. I said, man, that life ain't for you. See, the game ain't for everybody. Because everybody ain't willing to do what it takes to be successful in the game. Not being making money, but being successful, meaning making money and being able to stay on top of your game and protect what you make. Again, see, the game is dirty.
When you're a good person in the game, sometimes it gets you nowhere.
The game is dirty, man. It's just that simple. You can't trust them. The game is dirty, and that money got blood on it. Okay?
I'm gonna make a statement. I want you to think about this. Sometime when a child father is not there, maybe we're incarcerated or certain things of that nature, but the children always hear the stories about their father. Or your daddy was a mean hustler. Or your daddy bust him upside the head with that pistol. Or your daddy don't play, boy. They could get wrong. Your daddy, one of the best hustlers that ever come through here. Do you think that, it's naturally in the child instinct to yearn for their father? And they got this image, this picture that sometimes the community and people around them paint of you. And it's in them to want to be like that. Do you think that had a part in him even wanting to be a hustler? Because I know Champ. And Champ always been a good kid.
Yeah. I think with Champ, not so much my other 2 kids, because they was kind of sheltered away from that. We were way out in the country, living out there, and they didn't get a chance. And see, Champ grew up around a different environment. Dad, over there at his house. There's always dealing going on there, hustling, bustling over there. Mm-hmm. Like you say, he saw me. People talking about me, how I'm doing, and even when the shooting happened up to the store up there to the Big Apple, the killing up, even when that happened, you know what Champ said?
What's that?
Good, my daddy got him back. Yeah. See, that Yeah, that have effect on the kids like that. It can be good or bad. You know, some kids, like in my case, my daddy was alcoholic one time. I never became alcoholic because of that. Because I saw what it did to him.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. I
You
didn't
either
want
gonna run to it or run from
Yeah,
it.
I don't want to come home and don't know how I got home. People going in my pocket clipping me. So I didn't want that. Don't know how you got home.
You always want to protect our income, huh?
Plus, I want to know how I got home. I don't want to wake up and don't know how I got home. Laying in the streets all, See, I ain't like that. I saw how it did my daddy, so I stayed away from that. I ain't never been I never was a big drinker. I drank socially, but I knew when enough was enough. And I ain't never want to be like that, you know, depending on alcohol. I ain't never want to be like that because I saw how it did my daddy, man. I didn't like that.
You know, in Ocala, you've been in Ocala for 40 years. You know, a lot of people may not know you're from Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
Because you're a staple in this community. When it comes to the name Cisro in this community, how would you like to be remembered?
Well, you know, you can't go back and undo nothing. You know, it is what it is. But that's one thing I can say, and I know in my heart. And my daddy used to tell me this all the time when he used to come up here, because my daddy used to come to Ocala all the time. Matter of fact, he came and lived with me up for a couple of years, driving one of my trucks. And he used to always tell me, he said, son, he say, you know, everybody I run into, they talk about, you know, how you treat people, how you're a good person. He used to always tell me that though. People spoke highly of me, you know. Because I always been a person that helped. I never looked down on people when I was up in the game. I always helped people out. You know, I don't know how many people I kept their lights from going off here. Buy groceries. Put some money in their pocket where they can make it through the week.
Even at 71 years old, if you could master one skill right now to this day, what would it be?
That's a tough question. If I could master one skill. I probably would say giving.
If
I've been a giver all my life. You know, I think that's important to give back. To give back. I always want to do that. Even like I said about Gleep asked me about doing the class, I was giving back.
Yeah.
I was giving back.
Knowledge.
You know,
Giving them knowledge.
Yeah, I was giving back. What I had learned, I was giving a part of me. I always poured into my children. I have a close relationship with my children because my ex-wife, she used to work, so I was home. I wasn't working. So I always took them to school, picked them up. I spent a lot of time with my kids.
Right.
And that's boded well for me over the years, because now my kids we got an unbreakable bond.
If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would it be?
Muhammad Ali, one of my favorite people. I always admired him from a distance. I always admired Muhammad. Me and him the same sign. We on the same zodiac sign. Both of us brash and confident. Earl Monroe, my favorite basketball player all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see who else. You said I could have dinner with, right?
That's right. Dead or alive.
Probably my grandmother. My grandmother, my dad's, my father's mother. She died in 1958. We moved into her house, and she used to keep me. And I think I learned a lot of things from her. Just to go to Beanfield with her and sit out there and count her money at the end of the day. She said, man, count money. And I learned how to count doing that. And she just cooked me little small cakes.
Whole cakes.
cooking with jello on them. I come from school. He said, man, I cook you a cake. Boy, I could get half for it right there. That boy, she
I remember they take that cast iron frying pan and make that. I used to call it cornbread on top of the stove.
Oh,
with
man,
them crispy
that
edges.
whole cake.
Yes,
That whole cake.
yes.
Yeah, oh man, she cooked
Smash that up in them collard greens, man.
And that's I think them three people there, I would like to have, because I like to be. I would have loved to meet Ali. I saw him one time on 6th Street in Fort Lauderdale. He was out there when they opened that Champ Burger up. I saw him out there. He was with the people out there. And but I never had a chance. I would have loved to have met him and had conversation with him. Yeah.
What's the one thing on your bucket list you wanna do? I mean, I could just get this thing off my bucket list.
I want to go out to California. I want to complete my book. I really want to complete my book because I want my book out so I can share my story with people.
We might well
I ain't
turn it
worried
on
about
to a
the
movie.
money.
We might well turn it on to a movie.
Well, that's what I'm planning on doing. That's part of my plan from the podcast to the movie. I want to promote my book through my podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a plan. I got a great plan, you know, and you know I want to remain in. But I know that's gonna happen. So you know, my friend, me and him been friends 47 years. That's a long time.
If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
The envy and hatred that people have for each other, you know. Our world is in chaos just because, you know, people will see somebody doing good, don't even know them. Oh, you think envy? Come on, man. That should inspire you to do good. Because he got 2 arms and 2 hands just like me. If he can do it, I can do it. That's how I always thought.
Same 24 hours.
Same 2 hands, put the pants on just like me. If he can do it, why I can't do it?
And I ain't got no problem with Xing.
That's right. Man, how you did that? I'm going tomorrow morning on the way out. The guy I'm staying with over here, he worked for a guy that got a tire company. Had a tire company over 20 years. He been there 19 years with the guy. I'm going to speak with him tomorrow because I want to get some insight and some pointers on the time.
Trying to learn. That's right.
But
instead of hating from a distance, go acquire knowledge.
Go and you'd be surprised how much you would gain, how people be willing to help you when you come and ask for help.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Be independent. My father taught me that. Best lesson he ever taught me.
What's the most challenging thing you've ever accomplished?
I want to say being a great father. I'm a great father to my children. I ain't no joker got kids in the streets and baby daddy. I'm a father. I've been a great father to my kids, man. I love my kids.
You know, for 24 hours, you could switch lives with any one person. Who would it be?
Jesus Christ. My Savior.
And what would you do? What would be the first thing you would do if you could be Jesus Christ?
What the first thing I would do?
Mm-hmm.
I raised my mother and father from the grave.
Pardon. Lazarus, come forward.
Liz and Lo, come on back here. Boy, because I miss them. You hear me?
You might well go and get grandma too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I don't do that.
What are some of the small things that bring you immense joy? You know?
My kids, my siblings, my best friend. Just traveling. I love to travel. That brings me great joy. I've been traveling all my life. I've been traveling. And see, when I got ready to come to Ocala, he wanted to come with me. He wasn't number 16. He wanted to come with me. First time I saw him cry, he said, man, my mama ain't going to let me go. He said, she'll go if you go ask her. I went and asked her. And she said, yeah, you can take a picture. I know you're going to take care of it. Friendship.
That's real. You know, that take me back when you're a little boy. I want to spend the night over your house. If I go ask mama, she gonna tell me no. But Cisro, you go in there ask, she won't tell you no, Cisro.
That's what he told me. But he said, man, she'll let me go if you ask. I said, well, I'll go ask. I went in and asked. Me and her was like this.
You know, it's something about brotherhood. You know, I could imagine men that don't be in the war together. You know, where it's life or death. You know, even prison, when you meet a guy in prison, man, you know, it seem like, cause everybody if you in prison long enough, you gonna have rough patches.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But people don't know what a soup and a chip mean.
That's right.
That's a sacrifice, you know, because I may only get enough money for me to, see, I'm a budgeter. See, so I'd rather eat every day than to ball for half of the month and ain't got nothing to eat the rest of the month.
Me too.
See, if I got to budget it out, I know how much I get. I know how many days in the month. So I might eat a soup and a half, and I might put this bean got to work 4 times. These cheese puff got to work 3 times, you know, to wear this thing. So for me to give you a soup and a chip, I'm coming up short somewhere. It's a sacrifice.
That's right.
Now, when I'm in there hustling, when I'm in the chain gang and I'm hustling, I used to tell the guys from the house, I say, look here, bro, if somebody's taking care of me, I can't take care of you if they're taking care of me. Now, if I'm getting it from the muscle, I got you. But I tell them, I'm not here to take care of your habit, bro. If you got a habit, I ain't hustling to get these cigarettes in here to come, just split them up with everybody at the house. I got kids home. That don't make me not a father because I'm in prison. I got daughters. I don't want my daughters doing what they have, you know, thinking don't nobody love them. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
And they got to understand that.
That's right.
If you could create a law that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
To love one another. To love one another, man. We got to learn how to love people, man. Our world is in chaos, and we got to learn how to love one another and appreciate one another. You just got to. You got to. You just got to.
You know what we're going to do now? This is the part of the episode we're going to call it fill in the blank. I'm ask you some questions. You ask them quickly, precisely. First thing come to mind. There's no right or wrong answer. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to
be a leader.
I love when someone
respects me.
If I had to do it all over again, I would
do it the same way I did it the first time.
My favorite holiday is
Christmas.
It aggravates me when people
complain.
The best quality someone could have is
integrity.
If I was God, the first thing I would do,
raise the dead, my family, my grandmother.
My childhood crush was
Miss Foreman, my first grade teacher. That's easy.
If I could travel anywhere in the world, it would be
I want to go to Africa.
My favorite movie is
Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon.
If I could go back to any age, it would be
13.
Jesus is
my Lord and Savior.
When I meet someone, the first thing I notice is
their character.
My greatest strength is
my confidence.
The biggest misconception about Cisro is what?
That my inner man I'm humble.
My greatest weakness is
my loyalty.
I'm a pretty good fellow, but I'll draw the line in the sand if you
cross me.
I love my children because
they're mine.
If I had to star in a movie with any actors, it would be
Lucille Ball.
Teddy Pendergrass or Marvin Gaye?
Not the tough. Teddy.
The OJs or the Temptations?
Temptation.
Whitney Houston or Aretha Franklin?
Whitney.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
Dan Marino or John Elway?
Dan the man.
Tom Brady or Dante Culpepper?
The Pepper.
All day.
All day and all night. The Pepper.
You better believe it, baby. Fort Lauderdale or Ocala?
Ah, boy. Boy, Lauderdale, I got to go with Lauderdale. That's where my legend started.
That's where it
27th Avenue. Boy, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world, boy. That's why I said if I had an age to go back to be 13 when I peeped in the pool, boy, that's my life began, man. I love it. I love it.
Collard greens or mustard green?
Collards.
Oxtails or turkey wing?
Well, oxtail all day and all week. That's my favorite.
Pound cake or sweet potato pie?
Ooh, Lord. Sweet potato pie.
He-Man or Thundercats?
Thundercats, baby.
You taking Thundercats over He-Man?
Yeah.
Okay. Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck?
Bugs Bunny.
Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad, the greatest.
Sugar Ray Leonard or Floyd Mayweather?
Sugar, Palmer Park, Maryland.
Marvin Hagler or Thomas Hearns?
I got to go with Marbles.
Larry Holmes or George Foreman?
Got to go with Big Joe. Got to go with Big Joe.
Okay. Now, that's the inner fill in the blank. So this last part is called AMA, where you, Cisro, get to ask me, William Robinson, anything.
I can ask you anything.
Ask me anything.
What are your aspirations from this point on that you plan on doing?
As far as podcasting goes?
Right.
Like I was telling you earlier, man, this is a calling for me. I'm a firm believer, 1,000% Jesus Christ told me to do this podcast. He gave me the name of it. I never had heard the word in my life. And it's to grow it into a channel to the point to where each and every night it's a channel. You tune into this channel. I have a show called Get It Off Your Chest every Tuesday night where people in the community, they call in and they get to vent. They make live phone calls and they get it off their chest. And we, the community, we discuss it. You know what I'm saying? I got guys in prison, they call me and I want to be able to record, be able to have the funds to accept the phone call, record the message, and we play it back so I can bridge the gap between families. You got a lot of people that for years haven't spoken to grandmothers and children and things of that nature. So I want to be a bridge, I have something called TLC Family and Fun, where my goal is to have you and your best friend, you and your wife, you and your daughter, y'all come and compete against another man and their daughter or whatever the situation. So it may be games, maybe Jeopardy. It may be Wheel of Fortune. It may be Taboo. These are games that we play as family against family. And we'll play it right here in studio, and we air it. Maybe I could get to the point to where I can record local businesses, do short commercials with them, get some kind of funding and things going on because it's an overhead. You know what I mean? And I believe in, help me help the community. You know what I mean? But moving forward, it's just continue to reach. It's talk, love, communication because I went to prison because I didn't know how to properly communicate. Just like you said, we tough, don't be a punk. Stop crying, stop whining, but stop acting like a little girl. So we as men, we internalize things. That's what we do because that's what we're taught to do. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to express ourselves in our era. You understand what I'm saying? So what we do, we hold it in, and I became the volcano man. So I had a big eruption. That eruption cost me 18 years. So my job is to teach the youth how to communicate. If you go look, you'll see that I interview a lot of kids. And I'm allowing them to communicate, to express themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And teach them. And you got a lot of these kids, teach them to get used to being in front of a microphone. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Speak up. We just had a situation where it say a guy, he touching on the kids and things of this nature. Don't let your kids be afraid to come to you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But sometimes the kids more afraid of the parent than they are. You ain't gonna tell my child, if you tell, you gonna get in trouble. No, my child know I'm gonna tell my daddy gonna get on your behind. You know what I'm saying? Because they know I love them. I teach them, daddy love you. You come first. I teach them, whatever you do, don't you ever look at me in my face and tell me a lie. Because I'm willing to die and I'm willing to kill for you. Don't have me in the grave or in prison because you lied.
That's right.
Because if my child come tell me you did it, you better hurry up and find out has trigger temple. You understand what I'm saying? And that's real. So that's my goal, to teach people how to communicate, even adults.
That's right.
To love and communicate, because I believe that all situations, problems can be resolved through the proper channels of love and communication.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, this is the last part of the episode. You're going to look directly into this camera over my shoulder, and you're going to give the world your final thoughts, sir.
I just like my final thoughts, on the show?
Just in life,
and
the message that you want to give out to the world.
Yeah, that we should, I want people to come to understand that we have to get along in this world, white, black, green, whatever the case might be. My prison experience taught me how to get along with all cultures, all ethnic groups, and we have to learn to do that, to love one another, respect one another, and we have a better world. I mean, you have to respect people. You have to give respect if you want respect. It's given. So we have to, in this world, in this time and age now, the world is not going to be here forever. So we have to learn how to love each other, share what we have with each other, help people when you can help them, and live a life. And everybody, my wish is for everybody to give their life to Christ and be saved.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That was the words of the one and only Cisro. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I am your host, William Robinson of Talk, Love, and Communication, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very, very special story of my story here at TLC Talk, Love, and Communication, ladies and gentlemen. We had the one and only ever Cisro Hampton here, ladies and gentlemen. This man gave us a lot of wisdom, a lot of understanding, and a lot of knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hold forth to this in our community. We're going to stamp this here as a very, very, very special interview, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to make this the world greatest. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host once again, and there's a whole lot easier life with love and communication. And remember, you can donate to this app and Cash App. Anybody love you with a U, Robinson 74 William, that's PayPal, Zelle 352-209-3306. And remember, if nobody told you they love you today, William Robinson love you.